Good morning, YouTube fans. Here in eastern North Carolina, starting to see some sunshine this morning. One of our coldest mornings of the year, and we're going to talk a little bit about cold weather damage to roses. But you can see we had a hard frost here in the eastern part of the state. We actually got down into the mid-20s last night. I know a lot of folks in other parts of the country are probably laughing, especially farther up north, but we've had a very mild winter. So you can see a nice heavy frost on the roses this morning that will melt off pretty quickly. The point of this video is going to be to talk about cold weather damage. If you've watched our videos the last couple of weeks, we've talked about how mild of a winter we've had here across the eastern part of the Carolinas and really for a good chunk of the country. This bed right here is getting a little bit more sunshine, so although it has a little bit of frost in the leaves right now, if you look at the leaves, everything looks pretty good. So the first thing with cold weather damage, sometimes it doesn't show up right away. So mid-20s, that's when you will probably start to see some damage on these leaves. At first it looks good, but I'll be watching that here over the next couple of weeks and see what happens. I've done some videos on this, but the roses do have a lot of protection in terms of preparing for mild winters, leafing out earlier, and then having cold weather. And this is what I mean. If you've missed some previous videos, at the end of the cane, the leaves will push out first. So this is very tender vegetation that's much more susceptible to cold weather damage. If this does start to die back because of the mid-20s that we had overnight last night, it's okay. All you do is prune lower on the cane and eliminate any damage to the cane itself or the leaves. And as you go lower on the cane, if you look really carefully, there's more bud eyes. And these, even though they've pushed out, these are much more able to handle temperatures down to 25 like we had last night than leaves are. So again, you would just prune lower on the bush. And you can see that on some of the roses, there's a lot of leaves on them, but you're just going to have to prune lower on the bush if you have damage. This Hot Princess is a really good example of that. Hopefully I don't have to go super low, but you can see it has plenty of leaves that are susceptible to this cold because they've already leafed out so much. As far as pruning goes, this is where I really advise joining a local society. They'll really be able to tell you what is good for your area. For us, it's the last week of February into the first week of March. So now we're starting to come up on that. Then you want to check your weather forecast. We're going to be 60 here tomorrow, but then we get kind of cold by the end of next week, and it's looking kind of cold into the first week of March. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm probably going to wait until March 5th or 7th in that time frame to start pruning. One of the reasons you don't want to prune early, again, that will just encourage growth. If we were to prune this and we have a warm spell, these roses are really going to think it's time to grow, and they're going to grow quicker than they need to be. Now you might say, well, Eric, you have a lot of leaves on your plants now. Well, we really can't control that. That's because we've had a mild winter. So we're just kind of letting the plants and bushes do their thing, and then we'll wait until the appropriate time and prune back as necessary. In fact, I may take some of these down a little lower. This is a pretty big cane. This is about 5 feet long. So I may actually prune back to just some dormant bud eyes and get rid of some of those leaves to restart things fresh for the spring. So that's it from the garden. Got down to 25 this morning. The point of the video was to show that your cold weather damage may not show up right away. I mean, if you look at these leaves, they look plenty healthy, that they got through last night just fine. But what you might start to notice is some dieback from the top, either the leaves themselves or some dieback on the canes. And that's just something you'll look out for here in the next couple weeks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, a much different day today. 25 this morning, but with these clear blue skies, we're forecast to warm up to around 50 and then actually into the 60s tomorrow. So snow a distant memory, at least for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day, everyone.